Hello book lovers, and welcome back or welcome to Nat Cat's Bookish Cafe. I am here to start my third week of my Christmas bingo vlogs. Alright guys, so it is Sunday. It is relatively late in the day. I have just been working all day, just getting little things done here and there. You know, Sundays are usually my chore days, vacuuming, cleaning the bathroom, changing the sheets. I was doing some stuff because I need to donate some clothing that I've been gathering for in the garage almost all year long, and then I was trying to figure out where to donate some of my old pillows, and yeah, just doing little things here and there, dishes. And I just finished editing week's one vlog. It was 2 hours long. It's 2 hours long. So I am officially calling it. I don't know how to make a short vlog, so we're gonna try again this week. I have not started editing week 2, so I have no idea what length that's gonna be at, but probably over an hour for sure. But that being said, you should definitely go ahead and check out week's 2 vlog if you have not seen that, because I am reading a book that I am about 29% through, and I kind of give you my initial thoughts as well as the synopsis of that book. I'm kind of continuing on as if you have watched that, so if you're feeling a little lost because you haven't, I suggest you go there and then come back here. So I am still working through Obsidian Feather. I am about to sit down and actually do some reading for the first time this weekend, not even today, because I did 0 reading yesterday. So I'm hoping to get in a couple hours of reading before I start making dinner and all that jazz. I don't really have anything to say on it because I haven't read anything since I last checked in with you. So I just wanted to go ahead and start up this vlog this week. I don't think there's anything crazy going on. We have our Christmas party on Saturday, which is when this vlog will end. I probably won't vlog the party because it's mostly like family friends, so it's not like a family gathering or anything like that, so I don't want to like be vlogging and putting people on the internet that are not cool with that. So but just to let you know that my family is kind of going to be preparing for that, so that might take some time away from reading and all that jazz. But other than that, it's going to be a relatively chill normal week, and I'm hoping to go ahead and finish Obsidian Feather. I don't really know what my goal on it is. I want to say that I still have at least 300 pages left, so anything before Wednesday is probably unrealistic with my reading speed. So that's probably around what I would be aiming for. If I finish it on Wednesday, I would be relatively happy, and then we'll see which book I pick up after that. I have a few books in mind that I'm interested in reading. This is what the bingo board looks like right now. So you know, after I finish Obsidian Feather, I will have gone ahead and completed my first bingo, and I would have a few options to go ahead and start that horizontal bingo process. So we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and get some reading in. I got my little ambiance room. You know, my parents are out right now. My dad's riding his bike, and my mom is visiting with a German friend of hers. So it's just me, myself, and I getting a little relaxation after scurrying around like a little chicken with my head cut off all day. And I will go ahead and probably not check in with you tonight. I just have a feeling that's not going to happen. So I did go ahead and bring my Fugly Funko advent calendar, because we have been doing those, and so I will go ahead and pull that, and then we'll start the relaxation of the day. So what is today? Today is the 15th. Is today really the 15th? Okay, I didn't know my dad's birthday was on a Monday because his birthday is on the 16th, so I guess as a retired person it doesn't really matter, but okay. So it looks like we have one of the little 3 troublesome kiddos that deal with like Oogie Boogie and all that jazz. He looks a little bit better than his little witchy sister who I pulled last week or the first week. I think it might have been the first week. So that's good. You know, he's got his colored hair and all that jazz. So this is kind of the quality that you can expect. Actually, this is better than the quality that you can expect from most of these little Funkos. But a good start to the week. If he will stand up, his head is a little bit big. He's a little bit wonky in the foot area. He's only got 2 toes on that foot. Like you can, no, I doubt you can see that. But anyway, yes. Thank you for being here. And I hope you guys enjoy the vlog. And I hope that it's less than 2 hours long. Say hello. Hi. So one of my nails just broke. And look how short and nubby it is. I have literally, it like ripped. And I've literally never had a nail break this short before. Yeah, I'm mad too. I mean, and of course it was on, you know, the pretty nail with the little, like, yeah, they're too grown out, but still it had like the little bow, because this is like what it's supposed to look like. And of course it's on my right hand, so that when I hold up books in my videos, you'll get a nice view of, focus on me, you'll get, you know, a nice view of my nubby little nail. So and it feels like really weird because this part of the skin is like not used to being like touched and stuff, because usually it's protected, and now it just looks so bad. This is like a man's nail length. So yeah, I don't know what caused it like at all, because I literally just saw it and I was like, wait, what? And I was like, it was like torn like from here to like the middle, and it didn't hurt or anything, so it's not like it got bent or anything, but I have like no idea what happened. But I'm very upset about it. Oh, my poor little nail. All right, good evening everyone. It is Monday evening. I got off work just a little while ago and I feel like there is a hair, because there is. And I decided I would go ahead and do a check-in real quick, because tonight is my dad's birthday, or actually today is my dad's birthday, not just tonight. So I have a feeling I won't have time to do it later, just because I'll be chilling with them. We're not doing anything crazy. We're not crazy birthday people, but my mom's finishing up his dinner and I just put his gifts out on the table. So we'll have a sit down dinner and everything like that tonight. And I just wanted to check in with my reading, because I am 47% through this book. I'm on page 257. So I am once again just reminding you that I'm kind of like going off the fact that I'm assuming you watched last week's vlog. So last week I was singing this book's praises. I essentially still am, but I will say it took a temporary dip for me where I was not having a good time, like at all. Like I was almost like, if it continues on this trajectory, then I'm going to not read this book. Like Sal was just becoming a little bit too much for me. He was becoming a little too aggressive for my taste, where it was starting to make it like I was feeling physically uncomfortable reading their interactions, which is not what I want. Luckily that has flipped and now I'm enjoying their interactions once again. They are still really snarky, lots of banter, and she's still a little bit, you know, she keeps saying it's complicated, and there's this one guy who's kind of teaching her pottery, like an older man. He's like, everything in your life is so complicated, like come on girl. And she's like, sorry. So things are luckily getting a little bit better for them. Her feelings for him, she's kind of like, okay, I do really like him, but right now she is still trying to leave. And now it's not so much because she doesn't want to be with Sal, it's because she wants to protect Sal and his community, because she fears her mother a lot, and there were some signs recently that her mother may know where she is, and she's like, I need to peace out because if my mom comes here, she will burn this place to the ground to get me, and I don't want that to happen. And also I don't want to get back into my mother's clutches, so I need to find a way to just disappear. They keep hinting at the fact that there's like stuff she's not talking about, and I'm not sure if there's things that we as the reader don't know, because I feel like the fear that she has for her mother is just next level. And I don't mean like just the normal fear that someone feels for an abuser. It's like pretty extreme, like where you're in the midst of a community that can literally shapeshift into like these wolves that are directly connected to the gods, and you still feel like your mother is a threat to this kind of community. So I'm honestly like, there must be something else going on, because there's no way. And I know money speaks, money has power and everything, but I'm like, dang, okay, this lady has got to be a serious threat if her daughter is surrounded by people that are essentially almost like descendants of gods, and she's just like, not safe enough. So I am still intrigued to kind of continue with the story to see where it goes. I like that our character has found a few people that she's willing to open up to. Sal, so far, while she's gotten better about it, is still not that person. There's still a lot of things that she's keeping from him, and honestly I don't blame her. He still has like a lot to make up for. He's kind of started the apology process for all the crappy things that he has done in the beginning of their relationship, so hopefully she starts opening up to him a little bit, but he has got a lot of work to do, especially when it comes to their conversations around children, because obviously the beast within him is like, I'm the leader of this community. I need to create an heir. I want to have babies. You know, that's kind of like my thing, you know, and as my mates, you know, you got to give me babies. And she's like, well, I don't know if I want children. And it's not up to him to decide if I give him children. If he wants children and I decide that I don't want that, then he either needs to be okay with not having children, or he needs to find someone else. It's that simple. And, you know, I'm pretty proud of her for putting her foot down, because this guy did something, and this was at the stage of the book where I was just like not tolerating him, where he literally flushed her meds. No. Under no circumstances do you ever do something like that. Like, he flushed her vitamins, her birth control, her ADHD medication, all of it, even though she like literally begged him not to. And I was like, that is like, I was so disgusted with him. So, you know, he's growing on me again, and he's growing on her, but with that he definitely took it a step too far. And he was like brooding on the roof after he did that, because he was like mad at her. And his cousin literally sat down next to him and was like, hey, I was just wondering if you knew that you're literally the dumbest person I've ever met in my life. And I was like, okay, I officially love your cousin, because his cousin was like, what are you doing? You're actually so stupid. And Sal was like, you're gonna say that to my face? And his cousin's like, yeah, how do you not know? So I was definitely glad that there were people that were around him that were just like calling him out on his bullshit, because like, what the heck? Like, I get it, you're the protective over possessive alpha, and you think things go your way because, you know, you're a man and you're a leader, and but the way you've been acting, absolutely not. And I think he's kind of starting to gain a little bit more control over his animalistic side and just calming the fuck down. Okay, so, you know, in the last couple of chapters, I've started to enjoy it a little bit more now that Sal has got his act together. So very thankful for that. And I will see if I can get a little bit of reading done tonight, but I'm not sure about how much, but I just wanted to go ahead and give you an update. And let me go grab our Fugly Funkos and we'll see which one we get today. All right, so I'm kind of hoping that it's a semi-nice one since it's my dad's birthday. I feel like he deserves to have a semi-attractive Funko, but we'll see what we get. Oh, it's hideous. It's one of the three little, little troublemakers. Oh, the paint job. Like, he's literally all brown. Like, he's made out of freaking clay, and they haven't painted him yet. So, well, too bad, I guess, for my dad's birthday. We don't get anything special. But yes, that is my update for today. Nothing really exciting happened, so I got no life updates, and I will probably check in with you tomorrow. Tomorrow is a gym day, so I'll probably check in with you in the evening, and hopefully by then I will have made a decent dent in this book. Yeah, you having fun? Playing with the ribbons. Best present ever.
I was going to buy the big go around, but that was impossible.
Yeah. Up goes Angel.
She's on fire because she's gonna lick all over her butt. She's straight.
Looks like it from my angle. Yeah.
She's looking at the dining room, kind of. Is that fine?
Yeah, dining room's good. She can look at us.
While we're cooking.
Eating too much.
Hello, everyone. It is a Wednesday afternoon. I have about 15 minutes to do an update before my lunch break is over. I just finished editing my December mid-month check-in, so I have a couple of things to tell you about, and then we also have our Funko Pops because I did not check in yesterday. This might seem a little bit rushed, but that's because I know how much I can talk and I just want to make sure that I don't get cut off by me having to go back to work. So let's go ahead and start with our reading. Now I am at 80%, page 433. So I would say we have about 100 pages left. Am I gonna finish this book today? I know earlier in this video that I was saying that it was my goal to go ahead and finish this book up on Wednesday. I was hoping that would happen. There is a small possibility that that happens, but I'm not overly optimistic, especially since today I want to go ahead and package a couple gifts for people that I want to send out, because we're getting to that point where we may not be getting the gifts to them on time if we keep holding off on sending them out, because obviously the post office is going to be popping for the next few days. But I'm trying to think what was going on the last time that I checked in with you, but I can't remember. So I think I was saying kind of that I was kind of on the edge about their relationship, but that it was going back to something that I really was enjoying. And since then, we kind of went down and back up again. I feel like this book has kind of fallen into the trap of being too long. Okay, I don't think that there is any fantasy, paranormal, contemporary, sci-fi romance in the universe that really needs to be over 500 pages long. It just never needs to be that long. And I think that with this book, there are just in the middle has been too many repetitive scenes. Like here at the 80% of the book, as we are like 430 pages into the book, our characters are just now finally like together. This whole entire time we have been spending the last 400 plus pages watching our character be in love with him, wanting to be with him, but still feeling the need to run away. Like initially she was like, I'm attracted to you, but I feel like I need to leave because I don't know what the hell is going on. And then eventually it turned into, I need to leave because I really care for these people and I'm worried that my mother is going to put them in danger. So it was just like the same outcome of her constantly trying to escape for different reasons, and me just being like, oh my gosh, do we have to go through this again? It was getting so annoying. Luckily, I would say that this last part of the book, the direction it's going is going to be relatively interesting. I feel like this is a standalone novel as far as I know, so I'm hoping that the author isn't going to like rush through this final plot point or anything, but like I said, we still have about 100 pages or so there's still plenty of time for the author to go ahead and do a good job with that, which is the whole confronting her family and her past abusers. So there definitely has been some cool developments since I last checked in with you that I'm not going to talk about because obviously they are spoilery. So I am still having a good time with this book, while in the first like 150 pages I thought maybe it could be a 5-star. I'm currently sitting at a solid 4-star, but depending on how these last 100 pages go, if it goes in a direction I really enjoy, I definitely can see it sneaking up to a 4.5 again. So still having a good time. Like I said, I really think the issue is just that this book got a little bit repetitive, and that, you know, some of that could have definitely been cut out just to shorten it up a little. But a common complaint for overly long romance novels, it is what it is. Another thing I want to go ahead and talk about is something kind of crazy that happened yesterday, which is the reason I did not check in with you last night. So I just want to preface this by saying I'm totally fine. Everyone is totally fine. Nobody got hurt. So I was driving home from the gym. It was very rainy. It was dark out. You know, the kind of weather where you're just like extra vigilant because it's just not the safest weather to be driving in. And I was driving down this 4-lane road, 2 lanes going one way, 2 lanes going the other way. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. There is a, like right here, if you cross all 4 lanes, there is a Safeway, a grocery store. I was in the 2nd lane, so the middle lane going, this all makes sense, guys. I'm great at explaining things. Anyway, so I'm driving in the middle lane, and this person pulls out of the grocery store over the 2 lanes and into me. Like they drive into my car, like they hit my car. And I was like, oh, they just hit my car. And so I pull over to the side of the road because there's a pretty thick bike lane. I turn on my flashers and everything because I, at this point, have no idea what kind of damage has been done to my car. All I know is that someone just drove out and hit me. They pull behind me. I'm about to get out of the car, but then I see that they're driving away, and then all of a sudden they're in front of me. And so I get back in the car, and I'm on the phone with my dad, because I called him, like my first instinct was like, I gotta call my dad. And I was like, oh, I think he's driving to the Lowe's, because I was like, oh yeah, parking in the middle of the road on a rainy day, like shouldn't have done that. And so I was like following them because I thought they were like gonna go somewhere else, but then they passed that, and I'm like, oh, I think they're trying to do a hit and run. So I keep following them. I just want to preface the fact that I was going the speed limit, that if I had to change lanes, that I had to, you know, use my blinker and everything. So it wasn't like a car chase or anything, but I was chasing them in their car, and I was on the phone with my dad, and I was like, I'm going to see if I can get close enough so that I can get their license plate number. And because I've been bamboozled before, you know, where someone essentially did a hit and run with me. And so I was like, nah, don't feel like dealing with that. You know, their insurance can take care of this. And again, I have no idea what kind of damage is done to my car, but obviously I'm still driving it. So that's good. They pull into a neighborhood. I follow them. They're quite a bit ahead of me. So we're not even like 100% sure at this point if they knew that I was following them. So they're kind of going in the neighborhood, and I was like, oh, they're probably going to their house. Like my dad is like, I don't want you to confront these people. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to. I'm just going to see if I can get, you know, if they pull into their driveway, maybe I can get the numbers and all that jazz. And oh my God. So we're driving. It's like one of those cookie cutter neighborhoods that are popping up everywhere. At least where I live, you know, they're pretty common. They have like essentially a 2-lane road, but a lot of people park, you know, their cars. And so it's like a 1-lane road. And we were going towards this, that was a bend, which I think was going to go out of the neighborhood again. So I think he was trying to get out of the neighborhood again. And he plows head first into a parked truck. I'm not even kidding, like his car, because the truck was like, if the curb goes like this, then the truck was parked on like the outside of the curb, and he would have had to go like closer on the inside of the curb to like drive by it, but he full on goes into it, and I'm like, he just crashed into another car. My dad was like, what? I was like, yeah, no, he just crashed into another car. And then someone gets out of the passenger, sorry, my timer just went off. I have 5 minutes. So someone gets out of the passenger seat and just like walks away. And I was like, oh, they must like live in the area and they must be grabbing someone because they just crashed their car. And then the person comes out of the house whose truck it belongs to. Luckily, no one was in the truck or anything like that. The driver gets out. The driver of the truck is kind of like gesturing. They're probably like, hey dude, you just drove into my truck. And then that person runs, and so I was like, they just ran. So I was talking to the people who lived in that home. I was like, hey, yeah, I was following him because he hit and ran. Like he hit my car and then he ran, and they were making sure I was okay. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm totally fine. They called the police. It turns out the car was stolen. I got hit by a stolen car, and so that's why they were running, because obviously it wasn't their car. And I was like, are you serious right now? It's like pouring out. It's like windy. We're out here with this car. I'm gonna like show you an image of it. Totally totaled. This is not my car. My car is actually totally fine. Like it's a little bit bent. Like it'll probably need some repair and some paint job, but like it's still fully functioning and everything like that. But the truck, it unfortunately probably needs to get towed because its fender got a little too close to its wheel, so he wouldn't be able to drive away with that. But the white car, the one that was stolen, oh my gosh, I was like, I just wanted to get his plate numbers, like I said. Not me knowing that I was like driving after some sort of criminals. And I was like, I think my survival instincts are not the greatest, because I'm one of those people who, I don't know what it is, I always assume the best in people in a way, you know, like know there's a lot of bad people in the world. I know that very well, but a part of me just never has had anything really bad happen to me, and so it's very hard for me to, I don't know, be like on high guard, which is probably something I need to work on a little bit. I was probably a little stupid last night, but I couldn't believe it. Like, no one got hurt. Like I said, the guys, they just pieced out. They look like young men, probably like between the ages of 19, 19, 21, kind of. They were probably intoxicated and stealing a car, and then suddenly they get in an accident and they're like, oh shit. Oh shit. So yeah, no, it was just like a weird experience. Not something that I have had before. So be careful when you're driving out there. And yeah, I mean, maybe don't chase the person. I mean, I don't know. With a police report, at least I can say, that it was a hit and run, and hopefully my insurance will cover any sort of damage like that. Which reminds me, I was supposed to contact my insurance company on my lunch break, but I didn't. So I'll have to do that during my next 15-minute break to get that done, to get that claim in there, because we want to bring it in as soon as possible. Because sometimes when you get a hit, it's internal, everything looks fine on the outside, but maybe something on the inside got messed up. So, but yes, no, I just needed to share that story because that was a little kooky. But so that's why I didn't come and update you last night, because I didn't get home until after 8 o'clock and had to eat and shower, and by the end I was just kind of all tuckered out and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and real quick, I have uno minuto, the 17th and the 18th. Let's go ahead and see. Oh my god, we got another Sally, but her hair is longer. I don't know if you remember the other. Why does she have a microphone? Does it look like she has a microphone? Is she like a singer or something? I don't remember. Like the other Sally, I think her hair was short, but I don't remember Sally's hair ever growing. Is that part of the movie that I just missed? All right. Real quick, 18 before I got a skadoodle, guys. What the hell? This looks like it's Jack Skellington, but like in a little sleeping cap. And I don't know what he's holding. Does anyone... It's not really clear. It looks like a little book. I have no idea. Anyway, these are making less and less sense by the day. All right, guys, that is my very rushed update. I got to get back to work, but I will go ahead and check in with you tomorrow, hopefully with my final thoughts on Obsidian Feather. All right, so it is after work. And what am I doing? Not reading. Not packing gifts like I said I would. I'm going through my closet and picking out all the clothes that I want to get rid of, because, and I know why my brain is hyper fixating on this. It is because at some point this month, I am planning on taking these 2 garbage bags to donate the clothes. And so I was doing a final sweep through, and I guess I still had a lot of clothes that I wanted to get through. But now that I've done none of what I wanted to, my chances of finishing this book tonight have officially gone down to 0. So we're gonna go do the things we're actually supposed to do and wrap some gifts and write a couple Christmas cards.
Ring, ring, the Christmas bells, ring, ring. Swinging my shopping bag, singing. Oh, ring, ring, the Christmas bells, ring, ring. I don't know how much I spent on this bling, bling, but I don't care what it costs. I'm leaving no name uncrossed. I got a list in my coat pocket stash, 'cause when they open their gifts, their mood will instantly lift, 'cause loved ones mean
So it is Thursday afternoon. It is a little past 2 o'clock. We are in an all-staff meeting right now, kind of one of those holiday get-togethers, but they're just playing games or anything, so I'm not missing out on anything. And I just wanted to come in and let you know that I have finally finished Obsidian Feathers. So yay! It took me quite a while to get through that, but we have finally done it. That is definitely the longest book on this month's TBR, and I think I do need to go ahead and give it a solid 4 stars. I don't think I can quite bump it up to a 4.5 stars. I still think that the story was a little bit long, and that the portion with her mother, parts of it were definitely really well done. Like, there were interactions between her and her mother that literally had my jaw on the floor. I was like, dang. Okay. But at the same time, I feel like, considering how much it was built up that her mother abused her and how evil her mother was, it did feel a little bit weird for it to just be kind of wrapped up relatively quickly. So it was a little bit on the anticlimactic side. And overall, I just felt like some of it was just a little too long. Sometimes I felt like some of the sex scenes were too long, where it's just like, okay, I get it, like, you guys are just really horny for each other. But other than that, I do really think that I enjoyed the story for the most part, enjoyed the writing, enjoyed the world building. I do think this is going to be a series. I kind of looked around. It doesn't seem to really say that it's a series on Goodreads. It doesn't say like Obsidian Feathers 1 or anything like that. But I know that there's a book out, a shorter book that is called The Salt Road, which seems to be following our character's mother. And that doesn't really seem to be really a romance. I'm actually not going to say what that's about, because that could be considered spoilery for things that were occurring at the end of this book. So it does follow her. The last chapter was told from the point of view of Caesar, who is Sal's cousin. He's the priest figure in the story, and it seems that the next story would be about him, because he was kind of talking about the fact that, you know, he is having visions of his mate and he's been waiting for her for a very long time. It was also kind of letting us know that the gods have been sending out some sort of signals that there's something going on. There has been mentions of some sort of goddess making a reappearance of sorts. So there's definitely things brewing on the horizon. I did see that this author has a new book coming out this next year, 2025. But it doesn't seem to be a book in this series, which makes me wonder if she either abandoned this series or she just took a break from it. I didn't really read the synopsis for it, but it seems kind of fae-based, which makes me not super interested in picking it up, because I have not had the best of luck with fae stories, so I don't feel very drawn to them. And in fact, I feel actively kind of distasteful towards them. I'm just like, I don't think I want to read that. So I'll definitely keep an eye out for the next book in that series. Would I want to pick it up right away? Absolutely not. I have to admit that after reading 2 heterosexual books in a row, the thought of picking up a third romance with a heterosexual couple is not a pleasant feeling. Like, I genuinely am like, no, thank you. No more straight people. I need a break from them. So yes, some other things about the books: relatively dark. It would definitely be considered a dark romance. I will say that I'm no expert on dark romances. I haven't explored them too much, so I don't know like where on the scale of dark romance, if it would be considered very dark, middle, light. Don't ask me. I'm the wrong person to ask. I will say that all the trigger warnings are listed at the beginning of the book, so if you want to pick it up, go through those, see if it's something that you can handle. I myself felt like for the most part it wasn't too much for me. There were parts in the beginning of the book where I felt like our character was being too abused by Sal, where Sal was definitely overstepping a little bit. But other than that, I never really felt like it got, I mean, it definitely got dark where, you know, some of the sex scenes and some of the fight scenes and things like that got a little dark, a little gory, a little kinky, all that jazz. But it was never like too much for me. Other than that, yeah, I just really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed learning about this world. It did seem like the tribe that she was a member of was pretty open to the idea of queerness. Well, they did mention that there were other ones that were not, but they themselves had like a male couple that was there. And sometimes when Sal talked about Caesar, his cousin, he was like, yeah, Caesar's very quiet, he's very kind of almost secretive, so I have no idea like who he's sleeping with. I don't know if he's had any lovers, any women, any men in his life. So like even in their casual conversations of potential partners, you know, they're really open about the idea that people could be into like same-sex relationships. So that was just a little something that I appreciate in my story, for it to be clear that we're interacting with a group of people that are accepting of that community. So I think it was a really good story. I could definitely see myself checking out this author. I think I will check out The Salt Road at a later date. It does seem like this one would be even darker than this, where it could definitely be still a romance situation, but a lot more brutal. So we'll see. That one might dip a little too far into the dark romance for my taste, but that one I think is under 300 pages. So a more acceptable length of romance in my opinion. But that being said, let's go ahead and talk real quick about the book that I'm going to jump into next. So I have gone ahead and decided that I'm going to pick up Hamaritia by Scarlett Drake. I have it written over there because I don't know how to properly say that. I might need to pop it into Google or whatever and ask them how I can pronunciate that. But this is once again a KU book, and it is a male romance. It is contemporary, so we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed that this is the contemporary that officially gets me out of like my contemporary slump. I will say that so far since I've gone into a contemporary slump, I have only read straight contemporary, so I haven't read any queer contemporary, so maybe the gays can save me. But essentially all I really know about this is that we have a K-pop star and an American rock star, and it seems that the two of them are, I don't know if I really would consider them enemies, but it definitely sounds like they have had maybe not the best interactions with each other, but at the same time, both of them are really drawn to each other, which is complicated by the fact that the American rock star is engaged to marry a woman. And I'm also assuming that with K-pop stars, I mean, I'm not a big K-pop person. I watch or listen to like a few songs here and there, but I don't like look into that industry very much. But I do know that it could be rather controlling, as most boy bands, girl bands, anything like that can be, unfortunately, or even with individual singers. It's just the way that industry unfortunately works. So I'm sure that there is going to be some pushback for this man potentially coming out as queer while also being a K-pop star. So I'm really interested in this story. I've heard really great things about it. It is actually a 5-star prediction for me, so I have put it off this long and I'm not gonna put it off anymore, which may be kind of dumb because I might be kind of busy these next 2 days. Of course, tomorrow is Friday, hooray. My sister is planning on coming down tomorrow, and then on Saturday we have our Christmas party, so I'll be pretty busy on that day, kind of cleaning and getting ready. I do need to film my 2025 bingo board with my 2025 reading goals. We'll see if I do that on Saturday or if I need to push it to Sunday. It kind of depends on how much work we have to do to prepare that. So I will definitely check in with you sometime tomorrow. I do plan on going to the gym tonight, so I'll probably a good ways into the book as I'm walking on the treadmill, and then I will wrap up this vlog on Saturday. I might end up wrapping it up a little early in the day before the party starts. That way I don't have to worry about doing it like super late at night, because I don't know how late the party will go. Probably at least until like 10 or so, which isn't like crazy late or anything, but we're all adults and we're all old people, so we gotta get to bed before 11 o'clock. All right, so that is my update on that book. Yes, a solid 4-star, definitely an author that I will check out again, and as well as the book I will be picking up next, which I will hopefully love, and hopefully it's not too long, because I'm like, I have not checked how long it is. Fingers crossed it's not also over 500 pages. Oh, and I almost forgot, because I'd love to forget. Today is the 19th. So we are on our final row here. Let's see if we can get something that's actually recognizable. And I mean, they were recognizable last time, but I was like, what does this mean? You know, they were just like, oh, we're getting another ghost dog. I think this is like exactly the same. I think we already had one with an orange nose. I almost thought like if he was here again, they would do one with a red nose, but that is not the case. So that is the 19th. We are definitely coming to the end of our advent calendar here, and we are also coming to the end of this update. I just realized that you can see every little frizzy hair on my head, but actually what I realized is that I never updated you on my car situation. So I'm trying to remember what I told you, because if there's one thing I have, it's a bad memory. So essentially, I had contacted my insurance company. They said it was covered under my getting hit by a uninsured driver, essentially. And so my usual deductible is $500, but they said my insurance deductible would be $300 for this situation. And essentially what they need you to do is take your car in to one of the repair shops that they are contracted with and get them to give an estimate. And then if you go to another shop outside of that shop and that other shop was to be like, oh, it's actually more than that, the insurance would not cover more than the estimate that their approved shop gave. So today my dad went ahead and took it to the shop. It was like Gerber Collision and Glass and whatever. And, you know, I was kind of like, I'll probably have to end up paying it all by myself because there's very little damage. So, you know, it'll probably be like a couple $100. I mean, I'm not sure if it'll be under $300 or what, but, you know, we'll bring it in and I'll see what I have to pay. And the first thing was the person working there, he does a lot of estimates, and he was kind of like, I'm surprised they're making her pay a $300 deductible. Usually it's only like $100. So me and my dad are probably gonna have to go ahead and call them tomorrow to go ahead and figure out what's up with that, because I would love to pay only $100 instead of $300. And then they also came back with the estimate, and I was like, my jaw was on the floor. Like, I literally told my mom, and we went out there and we were like looking at the car, and we're like, we're trying to see where all this money is going with this damage, because the estimate, to be exact, is going to be $3,187.65. Over $3,000 in damage. Like I said, I mean, when it comes to like car accidents, sometimes I swear it does not matter how little damage is on the inside of your car or on the outside of your car. From what you can see, it's always like, seems to be the stuff on the inside that just like crumbles to dust or something when you get into a car accident, especially with me where I got kind of hit in the side. I'm assuming it kind of messed with like the guys, I'm not a car person, what is it, you know, the alignment of like where, you know, when the wheels are like attached to each other, and so then, you know, if you turn and it's not aligned, then the wheels don't like quite turn all together like they should. So I think that might be one of the bigger issues. Also, they said that it would take them like over a week to repair it, even though it didn't need any new parts really, mostly because they need to go ahead and send in one of my wheels to have it all like buffed out instead of getting a new wheel. So I might end up getting a rental car. We might send it in on Monday. Tomorrow I think I'll go ahead and contact the insurance company again, ask them about that deductible, and also see if I can go ahead and set up a rental car, just because for that long, I mean, technically I don't leave the house that often, and my parents have a car each, and so usually there's at least one car available. It's not very common for all three of us to be going in like 3 different places with our car, but still, it might just be, I mean, it's covered by the insurance, so I pay for it if I ever need it, so I might as well use it. But yeah, that was my update because I totally forgot about it. And another thing, I totally forgot to celebrate the fact that we got our first bingo. Yay! By reading Obsidian Feather, we did get our first bingo, and I totally forgot to celebrate that. So anyway, that was just something I wanted to come on real quick for, and I will officially now talk to you tomorrow. Alright, sometimes I get mad at the ring light for making me look pasty, but then I have to remember that I am pasty. So there's just nothing that's gonna make me not look like a pasty white person, because that's just what I am. So I am here. It is Friday evening. I am off work. I am about to go run some errands. I need to drop off some packages, and then I need to grab some stuff from the grocery store because tomorrow I have my Christmas party, as I've met, not mine, my mother's Christmas party, but I'm gonna make a mocktail because I don't drink alcohol because I don't like it. I just don't like the taste of it. That is not me being superior to those who drink it. I just don't like it. And I'm gonna make these little puff pastry Christmas tree with like a Nutella filling that I saw on the internet. So we're gonna give that a try, but I wanted to do a quick book update for you guys for Hamartia, I believe is what it is pronounced as. I just looked it up. It is also possible that I have already forgotten how to say it because that is just how my brain works. I am already 59 pages in. I am at 12% into this book. I believe this is my first update on it. So essentially in this book, we are following Raphael, our American rock star, and Jay, our K-pop star. I believe his name is Lee Jae-young, something along those lines is his full name, but when it has his little name on the top, it just says Jay, which of course is making me think of Sanjay from the Criminal Intention series, but whatever. Either way, so it's kind of, the story starts off with an interview between Raphael and a reporter, and it seems like he's kind of talking about his new single album that has come out. He's kind of put his band permanently on hiatus, and he's kind of stepped out on his own. He's had a lot of drama in his life recently because he was kind of outed, and things with his fiance kind of fell apart, and things were really messy with him and Jay and his fiance, like I said. So we know from the very beginning that we're going to go through a rough patch. We also know from the very beginning that he feels really bad about what happened. He feels like his fiance doesn't deserve what happened to her with all of this, but also we know that he loves Jay. He kind of says, I love Jay. I love him. I've loved him since the moment I first laid eyes on him, I think, which is funny because he says he has hated me from the moment that he first saw me, and then that gradually changed over time. So that's kind of like the introduction to the story, where it kind of almost tells us how everything is gonna end, but now we have to read the before. We gotta read the journey to get there, and it starts with where our two characters meet in Paris. Both of them are kind of stuck in Paris because they were supposed to go to different places, but there were some strikes going on with the airport employees, and so they just happen to be in the same place when they weren't supposed to be. You can call it fate. And Raphael is in the bathroom with one of his bandmates, and they are talking about and kind of making fun of Jay's K-pop band. You know, they're American rockers and everything, and so when they look at all those pretty boys up there dressed all fine and stylishly with their, Jay at the time had bright pink hair and everything, they said some things they shouldn't say, and Jay kind of came out of the bathroom stall and they were like, hey there, and they're like, I really hope he doesn't speak English. So, and then he does speak English, which is unfortunate for them. Anyway, this encounter really impacts Raphael. Like, he's kind of obsessed with Jay. Like, he often falls down this rabbit hole of checking his Instagram, and he's just like, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking of this guy, which is crazy because I'm like not gay. And I'm like, sure, okay. We have so far only gotten one chapter from Jay, which has kind of like talked about how he felt after that experience. And he was like, I don't really understand like why it upsets me so much that these guys have said these things about me, you know, like as a member of a K-pop band, kind of used to it. I mean, it totally doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I used to have a crush on the lead singer, Raphael. That can't be why I'm upset. And that's like the only line we get from him. I mean, we also get the fact that he seems to be sleeping with one of his band members. There doesn't really seem to be like a romantic relationship between them. It seems to just be like a convenience thing, and they don't have to worry about people finding out that they enjoy sleeping with men because they're just sleeping with each other, so it's all just very confined. So that's all we really know about Jay, and that is their initial meeting. They have now, a couple years later, met again. At this point, Raphael is engaged to either Camille or Camilla. I want to say maybe Camille. She's French. Camille sounds more French than Camilla. So I'm going to say Camille. He's engaged to her. He really likes her, but it really seems to be one of those, I'm a straight guy and I really like her and I really enjoy having sex with her and I feel like I can be really open with her, which means I'm totally in love with her, but maybe not in quite the right way, because he does seem to feel some guilt around marrying her. And he and his band have been doing really great. They got nominated for a really great award. They've kind of changed directions with their music a little that he pushed for. He really kind of took them in a different direction that most of the team or most of the band was kind of reluctant about. And it seems kind of weird with his relationship with his band. Doesn't seem to be the greatest. They don't really seem to be ride or die. He was kind of like, if we don't win an award with this album that I pushed for, they will probably kill me. So I'm like, okay, so he doesn't seem to like get on with them that well, which is a shame, but I guess we know that he goes on hiatus with them based off the beginning, so it's just not meant to be. But that being said, he and Jay have now met again. They kind of had like a very similar situation to the first one without all the bad talking, and Raphael was really like, oh my gosh, I can't like waste this opportunity. Like, I feel like I have waited my entire life for the second opportunity with him. And he's like, okay, he left his phone in the bathroom, so I'm gonna go bring it to him. And then he like goes to walk out of the bathroom, and then Jay must have noticed that he forgot his phone, so he like opens the door and like smacks Raphael in the face. And so it's another awkward first encounter between the two of them, but Jay did say that he would message him to check up on him, so I'm kind of hoping that this whole situation is like the first domino that kind of starts to get their relationship moving a little bit as well. It also seems that Jay may be doing a partnership with a Western artist in LA, so he might be in the area more and may be able to hang out with Raphael a little bit. So far, I would say I am quite enjoying the story. It's got just the right amount of drama for me to keep wanting to turn to the next page. So I am enjoying that. I'm enjoying the characters. I'm hoping that we get a little bit more from Jay. He seems like he would be a very interesting character, and I want to see more from that K-pop side of things. He, in his little clip, mentioned a lot about like the self-hatred and the self-doubt that not just he but his band members have, and the fact that he always feels like he's not good enough, that he doesn't sing well enough, that he doesn't dance well enough. And then we have Raphael's point of view where he's like, wow, I've never heard a man with like a voice like this. It's so beautiful, and the way he dances, so elegant. So you like just, I would really like to see that juxtaposition of between Jay's point of view of like how he thinks about himself and how like Raphael like thinks of him. So I think that would be interesting if we got a few more chapters from Jay, because right now it's been mostly Raphael. Though I really like Raphael as a character. I'm interested to watch him on this journey. It looks like he's got a lot to work through. You know, the fact that he's getting married to a woman that he seems to love and respect, but maybe shouldn't be getting married to. The fact that he's clearly at least bisexual or something along those lines, is in denial about it. The fact that he and his bandmates are not always on the same wavelengths, and there also seems to be something going on with his dad, who's dead, but he still seems more than willing to spit on his father's grave. So I'll be interested to learn some more about that as well. So lots of interesting things that the author could explore in the story, and I'm excited to see it. So that is my initial update for this story. Let's go ahead and do our Funko of the day, our Fugly Funko, and I need to get to the post office before they close. So today is the 20th. Oh my god, it's Santa Claus. We get Santa Claus today. He's not too bad. I don't know why his coat is brown. I mean, like, it's like they started off well with like his head, and then they just gave up on his body. Like, is that supposed to be the list, that little brown thing he's holding? I don't know what that's supposed to be, but like, it's all brown, which we all know Santa doesn't wear brown. So all right, well, you know, not too bad. He and I are matching with the red cap, and I have a few things I need to do. I will be very busy tomorrow, so next time you check in, or next time I check in, will be to wrap up this vlog. Tell me why I just spent almost $50 to ship 2 packages. One of them was to California, but the other one was to Tumwater, which is here in Washington. Like, I can drive to Tumwater. So yeah, shipping stuff is very expensive. I had one more package that I was gonna ship. I was just waiting for something to come in to put into it. But I honestly am probably gonna just wait until I see that friend the next time, even if it's not until January, because that is kind of crazy. So anyway, just needed to complain about that, because you know me, I love to complain about the cost of things. All right guys, here is our Christmas tree. Figured I'd give you a close-up of a few. I don't know where everything is, but we'll give it a go. We'll start down here with the ornament that I ordered for my dad of Mr. Bowtie, who, if you've been with me since the beginning, you know, passed away a couple years ago now, actually. So he was such a good boy. He was with us for 14 years. It's just one of those ornaments that's made on like a piece of wood, where they kind of like transfer the photo over to it. So that's a gift I got for my dad the year that Bowtie passed away, because Bubba Gubbas was his cat for sure. And then above that we have my first Christmas shoes, as you can tell by the fact that they have a stain on them, because wet baby clothes does not have a stain on them. And they were too big for me at the time, because I was only born in November, and so my first Christmas, my feet were not this big. But I just want to point out the little tiny, let's see if I can get them out, the little sockies. Whoa! Sock down. Look at them. And to think, these socks were too big on me. But yes, those are my little Christmas shoes, baby's first Christmas shoes. I'll deal with that later. I'll give you a close-up. We have a lot of German ornaments, obviously. The bells, the glass balls. Me and my sister, of course. Der Stiefel, which you can tell how horrible my German is. The little telephone box. Claire from the Nutcracker. We have a bunch of these little Santa guys. This one's my favorite, with him baking little cookies. It's an ornament I bought at a bazaar last year, and this was an ornament that I gifted my mom. Was it last year or the year before? It might have been the year before. Mailbox. Beerstein, little Christmas house with a little mushroom. We got some butter down here. I'm pretty sure they made that because of the BTSM, not the BTSM. What is it? BTS? Is it just BTS? The K-pop group. But my dad said he used to call my mom butter for some reason. This is the little fiffling mushroom that I bought myself earlier this year. More little Santas. These are little mushrooms that I believe I got from a Ukrainian artist a couple years ago. These might have been the ones I got last year, and the felt cat I might have gotten the year before, but I wanted to go ahead and support someone who was working within Ukraine, because obviously they are still at war with Russia. And then we go up here. We see our angel up here. She's been with us for many years. And that goat up there is the mountain goat that I got my dad when I got my mom the felt cat. Hello, Angel. And I think that is about it. We do have a first Christmas for my sister. Oops, if I can get the camera on it. And I have a first Christmas as well somewhere, but I did not see her. So let me see if I can hunt her down real quick. This little guy just got a spanking because he went up onto onto the counter, which he's not supposed to do. And it seems that my baby's first Christmas is not here. Our fake Christmas tree is a little bit smaller than a lot of the real trees we had, so some of them didn't make the cut, and I guess my Christmas ornament wasn't important enough. But that's what I get for not helping with the Christmas decorating process, because I was at work. Whoops. Baby, yes, you're a good kitty. You're a goofy little man. Yes, you are. Crazy little boy. Wee. Wee. here to wrap up this vlog before we get into the pre-party panic to finish everything up. It is a little bit, what is it? I don't know what time it is. Maybe 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, somewhere around there, probably approaching 4 o'clock now. And I just wanted to go ahead and wrap up this vlog because I know that I will not have time later tonight. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about where this wolf is gonna sit, or not wolf, sorry, fox. But let's talk a little bit about Hamartia. And I am on page 88, so I haven't done much reading today, no surprise there. I'm 18% through this book. I am continuing to really enjoy it. I am definitely gripped by the story and excited to see where our characters' relationship goes. It seems like in the next chapter they are going to, for the first time, be able to spend a little time alone. They've been kind of like circling each other a little bit, and they have had conversations with each other in the presence of others, but hopefully now they'll have a little bit of alone time and maybe they'll be able to talk through their feelings for each other a little bit. So I'm quite excited to hear about that. So far we are still hearing only from Raphael's point of view, so I'm not really sure if that one chapter we had from Jaeyoon is going to be the only one that we get throughout the whole book, but I guess we'll see. I am gonna keep chugging my way through it, and you'll just have to wait until the final vlog. Is next week already the final vlog? Yeah, I think it is, of this Christmas bingo series for my final thoughts. But other than that, I don't really have too many thoughts on the book. You know, it is just a contemporary romance. It's not that deep. Let me lean over a little bit. If we take a look at our bingo board, I did complete a bingo. I technically only finished one book in this vlog, which is definitely not what I was hoping for. So my fault for putting on these longer books. I apologize. Sometimes watching a vlog where only like one book is discussed can be hopefully not too boring or anything like that. And hopefully in next week's vlog we can crank out a few more books by the end of the year. But you know, at least we got one bingo, and we are getting closer to another bingo as we continue to read. I know for sure that next week, probably once I finish this book, I'm gonna pick up the Christmas novella that is on here, which will not help me get a bingo at all. But it being a Christmas book, I definitely want to go ahead and pick it up, and then we'll see what else I end up reading. But yes, that is a wrap up for this week. Before we leave, let's go ahead and do our final Funko for this vlog. We are getting closer and closer to finishing this. Today is the 21st, so let's take a look at who we're pulling. Who is this? Come out. Oh my gosh, what is that? It's like a creepy little snowman. Does anyone know what that is? I mean, it kind of looks like Jack Skellington, but he has like a little umbrella and a little snowman hat. So I don't know if it's just a snowman version of Jack Skellington, but either way, that is the final Funko for this week, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish up some of the final things that we need to prepare for. The party starts at 6, so we still have another couple hours, but those couple hours always go by fast as you're trying to like get those final details all worked out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and thank you as always for supporting my channel by watching my videos, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!